Hello and welcome back to Factorio. We are in Exotic Industries and I found that I had built this building correctly. I noticed it wasn't making anything. I'd fed liquid nitrogen into this nitrogen input. So yeah, that's a thing. So let's fix that and see if that helps. It shouldn't take very long for a truck to come along because we make nitrogen close by. Then we're going to run up here. So this is making the high energy rocket fuel at a perfectly good rate. This is making the fusion drives at a reasonable rate. Yeah, I'm just going around putting extra trucks when I notice things which are the limiting resource. And energy crystals. I'm not sure if energy crystals are just not being made fast enough or if the travel time is big. Okay, so there's none in there. None in there. Okay, so it looks like energy crystals are an issue. Yeah, we just don't have enough energy crystals. So it's time to get more, I guess. Let's make a list. So, whoops, that's the wrong one. To do. We have done a high-tech parts. We've moved rocket things into Rocket City. We haven't done a beaconed electronic parts or a beaconed energy crystals, or used the new steel recipe. We've done the other satellite payloads. We've done a beaconed carbon fiber compound. We haven't done the intermediates dashboard. We can add tasks though. So what did I just this minute say we needed? And I've forgotten. Okay, no doubt I will remember that later on. Oh yes, it was energy crystals. Okay, the energy crystals build is essentially identical to the high energy crystals build. They both just circulate stuff around. And they're kind of like farming. So let's have a look here. This is our almost end game build. It would be the end game build if we upgraded the modules to tier 6. So if I just take... Yeah, I don't want to just take that because it's not identical to one of these builds. They have slightly different inputs. But the basic intuition is the same, isn't it? Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a beaconed one of those and see if it fixes some of our bottlenecks. In the meantime, what else is not running here? Okay, so this is just waiting on its nitrogen. That's running. Is everything else here running? This does not have any of the carbon fiber plates. And is that my fault? Ah, there's a bit of coal still on here from when I had a bit of an oopsie. Okay. Good. So that should be... Yeah, this is now working. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's that issue. This is waiting on the blue chips, which I don't know if that's a travel time thing either, so let's have a look. We have a blue chip build here. No, it's a production thing. Okay, so we need a beacon blue chip build. Good. We're adding things, aren't we? The speed modules, what's that waiting on? This. Ah, it's waiting on frames again. I don't know why this happens. Periodically, this just doesn't run. Okay, what doesn't it have? Energy crystals. So it is actually the energy crystals. That's what we're going to work on today. So let's think about where we would like to do it. Okay, so I'm in two minds. Part of me wants to do energy crystals and high energy crystals in the farming block because it's one of those self-reinforcing cycles. And I kind of feel like I should be doing all that in Brenga. The other part of me knows that they're needed in high quantities locally to other recipes. Yeah, I don't have a good answer to that. I'm going to make it in the main city for now. And then we will cut and paste the builds around later. Okay, so let's go back to Megacity 1. And find an empty place and build. Good. So let's start off by putting down our beaconed Dewberry. This is going to have the icon of energy crystal. Okay, and then I'm just going to have a look at an existing energy crystal build. One of these, actually. Alright. And I'm going to take... How much of it? I'm going to take this much of it. Okay, and then I'm going to change the recipes to energy crystal. Okay, and then I'm going to upgrade all of the modules. Ah, okay. So this is requesting speed 5s. Let's have a look here. So, are these the... I need to find the machine here. Advanced... That's not an advanced lab, is it? Crystal grower. Okay. So this can take prod mods. And what on earth happened? Okay, that's saying it can't be done. We can use speed modules. Yeah. So now if I do this, it should have changed the request to speed. Yeah, that's good. So it's got speed mods in now. This has speed mods. This has speed mods. So I've added another 50 odd speed mods to our build requirements. I'm sure absolutely nothing wrong can happen. And these require a seed here. Let's change this to crystals. Okay. So there will be crystals coming in. Yeah, if we already have 100 crystals in. And then it requires acid water. Okay, so we're going to do acid water pretty much the same way as before. We're going to add a requester, which is just going to take any overflow acid water from the network. And we'll import that there. Good. I'm going to turn this on. Awesome. Okay, and then we're going to make acid locally as per the other modules. So this appears to be what works. I don't know if it's going to line up. No, it's not. Okay, so let's put in what I can put in. Okay. I'm not very happy about that. Okay, it's just a... Whoops, not... Is it sulfur chunks? Yeah, it is. That's fine. Okay. That can go. There we go. They were facing the wrong way. So then I just need to bring the water in. I need an offshore pump. There, so this has water. Okay, and then this is unpowered. Ah, and of course there isn't an ideal place to put this. Okay. Unpower that. What are these things waiting for? Energy crystals. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. This is set up for when... Let's just change it to an everything is at 0. Okay, so that's now active. This is now active. And I want to see this run through a cycle before I believe that things are running. Okay, so crystals are going round. This has booted up. As has that. Three of them are running. Four are running. Okay, this build is running. So clearly it's running very slowly, but it will run very quickly. Yeah. So we should have gone from whatever rate this is to something which is doing the same job but substantially faster. We need to set the badge. Where am I standing? Here. Good. So now the badge should show up on the map. Yeah. So we hopefully that solves our crystals problem. Because if this was running at full speed, this would be running really quite a lot faster than any of these. However, it's just making our modules problem worse and worse. We are 510 speed modules behind, which is horrific. What I can do is take this. Good. And I'm going to put one of these down here. Because that reduces the travel time drastically. Do I want to put it in here? I think I might as well. Yeah, I don't see any downsides to putting this in here, to be honest. You know, it's another 50 speed modules, but we need them in this rocket section, so that's just the way it is, I guess. This doesn't seem to be doing much. We have plenty of fuel. Okay, so everything's just running at the speed it can without speed modules. So that's what it is. It is what it is, as they say. Okay, so let's use my fast legs to run up. Sometimes I teleport, sometimes I run. I don't know. I don't know if there's rhyme or reason to this stuff. Let's get this wired. Brilliant. So that's done. Let's run up here. Do we have this running? Okay, so it's basically not getting the carbon fiber. And our carbon fiber build... Our carbon fiber build is running as fast as it can in the absence of more beacons. Is this being taken out of module? It is! Okay. So the carbon fiber is obviously in need elsewhere. What we can do, though, is take this build and put one in here. Let's put it... Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. Let's put it there. And then at least it is... at least we shouldn't be picking things up from here for the main factory. Okay, so let's... where did I put it down? It'll be where all the building is happening. Here. Undo all these. Actually, that's the wrong one. It should be connected to there. Good, and then it looks like some of these modules are corrupted for wires. So let's just stamp down a bit, see if that's put the extra wires back in. It has. That's really good. Okay, so this should start to alleviate the pressure. The plastics will then be able to delete this build. So this this has 4 machines. The one we've just made has 4, I believe. Yeah. So worst case, this is running at the same speed as this. So I think this can go away. I think we'll just get rid of this. And we'll rely on our new build. So I will recommission this. This doesn't seem to have anything set, so let's copy paste that. Good. All right. Any other desnagging? This has turned out to be mainly a desnag episode. This doesn't have any trucks. Okay, so that would be very sad. And is that the same for the other module build here? It is. Okay, so let's fix that. Try and keep an eye on the minimap where I'm going to. Good. Okay, that's improved. Alright, so this does have the 1 speed module. So that should be a 40% speed increase for the whole build. Which is not nothing, right? And if we go back up here, it's so important to see builds run. Because it's so easy to make a build which just doesn't. I just want to double... Yeah, this is all happening. We're starting to get a backlog of fiber. Okay, this has all the fiber it needs. What are these waiting on? Steel mechanicals. Ah, because I never actually supplied the steel. Okay, so steel mechanical parts can be made from steel ingots. Good. Let's take this bit, because then I can go to the other build which I stamped down. Did I stamp down a second one of these? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, I think this is my only rocket build that I've remade. But it does mean we do not need the legacy rocket build from in here. So where is our old rockets parts build? I thought it was down this area. I thought it was in the bottom half of the factory. Maybe I have already... No, there it is. All right. So this can go away. I'm going to take most of it away. But not this, because I need all of the rocket parts to be picked up. So to remind me, if we go back to the map, how's that doing? 84. Yeah, I'm going to mark this with a deletion tag. to remind me to delete it once there's no longer anything in the trucks. Okay. And just to double check, what are we waiting on? We're waiting on steel. Okay. So I did have a thought. Obviously these satellite cities, I don't want to make absolutely everything for them in them. But what I could do is use trains to move in things like ores and plastic and other high volume items. So I could start shifting some of the low level intermediates around by train between cities and just get them off the large scale truck network. That would be an option. I guess that requires us to have a smelting city. So maybe between episodes I'm going to build another city here and we'll start dedicating that to smelting. The other thing I want to have a look at is have we got any crafts here? No. And what's it? Well, we just have no high-tech parts. Okay, and we have no high-tech parts because presumably because we just don't have... Yeah, we don't have the U circuits. And the reason we don't have the U circuits... Did I even set the icons for them? I didn't set them public. The U circuits is waiting on blue chips. Okay. This is running, although it's quite light on magnets. And let's double check why the magnets are not running. They are running. This machine at the top isn't running, hasn't got the insulated wire. Okay. So this build is just walked. So let's add another couple of tasks. I need I need a beaconed magnets build, beacon blue chip build. So they're the next two things. All right, and a tree just grew back. This is why we have to keep pasting down flooring so that the trees can't grow back. Yeah, we need to do that here. The constant war on trees, it never ends. Yeah, the unforestry, the always ongoing unforestry. So what shall I do now? Is this build done? This is empty. That can go, and we can restamp it. Good. So that's now ready for building. Delete. Let's double check here. I'm just doing a lot of looking at builds to see if they are running. So this is starting to back up. Is there some issue here where... Yeah, this does not seem to be getting any input. Okay, and this does not seem to be getting any output. Okay, so that might be a fault in the build which I copied it from as well. Okay, so this I'm going to get it to pick up from one lower. Yeah, I wonder if this is an issue. It's certainly an issue here because I copy-pasted the build. Okay, but I wonder if it's an issue... No, it's not. Because I moved the substation for this. Okay, that'll be why. Never mind, I'm trying to do things using the same stamps over and over, so we're just going to stick with this. Okay. And that gives it the marker flooring. This doesn't have the marker flooring, so we'll put it in. Yeah, just double checking. That does have the flooring. That's a non-beacon build. That's a non-beacon build. Okay, this... Is this now working? Ah, okay, so... That's completely the wrong way around. Good. Alright, so I can grab all of those steel parts. They'll get trashed back into the logistics network. But you saw as soon as these had been made, something came to pick them up. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, so we're just waiting on these speed modules being supplied, but we've already improved our rocket parts production. That's all the steel being collected. So let's have a look. Are we... We'd only done 2 launches to asteroid belt last time. I'm hoping that we've done more now. Yeah, we've done 3, which is not exactly what to do, but it's better than not 3. And it's the rocket parts that we're limited on. So it is this rocket parts build that we need going. Okay, this is backed up. So moon mining's backed up. Gas giant observation's backed up. Mars mining has backed up. Sulf mining's backed up. Uran mining. That's on its way. Good. Moonfish, we're still burning through. And Novice orbit satellite, we're still burning through. But sun observation, that's backed up. So we're getting to the point where some of our rocket launches are backed up, which is good. Yeah. At least this is now producing, and it's producing locally. So I'm quite pleased with that. What is the next thing? So blue circuits looks like it is a bottleneck. And blue circuits is definitely something we do in our central city. It is a common good, isn't it, blue circuits? So let's run down there and see if we can figure out a good blue circuit build. Now, blue circuits is kind of a mess because it requires lots of intermediate things from memory, which makes it a bit of a pain. But we're definitely going to do a beaconed build, so let's get that down. It's going to be blue chips. Good. And beacon blue chip build. I'm going to tick it off. Beaconed energy crystals, we've done that. Good. And I'm going to go to the factory planner. Okay, so I'm going to make a new thing. It's going to be blue chips. We're going to make blue chips. Set it to 1,000, which is going to be stupid. Okay, there is only the one recipe. Okay, let's see if we can... Yes, we can prop mod it. That's really good. Because they are very expensive things. Good. Okay, 1,000 is ridiculous. That's 27 machines. So... 100 would be 2.7. 200 would be 5.4. So 180. $190, 185. That will do. That is close enough. Okay, so this requires advanced wafers, which is something we are going to make locally. Electronic parts, which is a shared resource. Simulation data is shared. Crushed gold we'll make locally. So, crushed gold from ingots. We're going to be using the best machines. And the wafers... The wafers... what's going on here? The wafers need inactive semiconductor wafers. Okay. And that requires semiconductor wafers. We are going to grab those off the network. Let's... Good. Okay, this all looks like it could be a possible build so far. What other things here do we need to deal with? So we have electronic parts we're going to import. We're going to import simulation data, gold ingots, and energy crystals. Crushed gold. Why is this an ingredient? Because I haven't turned on the matrix solver. Okay, that's better. Sand. Okay, so sand is going to come from crushed stone. This might be one of those builds which requires, yeah, 3.2 crushers. So this is going to have its own sand facility below it. We are also going to, we're going to take the faulty semiconductors, and I think I'm just going to trash them into landfill rather than trying to recycle their sand. It's hardly any sand, right? If we recycled all of this, it's actually not insignificant. I thought it was insignificant, but it doesn't seem to be. Do I want to do it? It's only a fraction of a crusher. The problem is the belt weaving to get the sand from recycling back through and prioritized. But maybe that would be an interesting challenge. Okay, semiconductor wafers we're going to import, and nitric acid. Do we import that or do we make it locally? Nitric acid, I think, is something we have on the network. I'm just having a look round and obviously can't find it now. In our other blue circuit build, yes, we import the nitric acid. Okay, so that's answered that question. So let's have a look. So I think we're coming around to this kind of a build again. Let's have a look. Where are we doing this? Here? Okay, so this is making water. I want the one that's making sand. That would be on a wafers build. Okay. Wow, we're still using this wafers build. Okay, well, this can go. Because we have our much improved wafer build here. Good. Yeah. Which does this. Okay, that's a mistake. That can go. So this is our sand build. And I think it's making... Yeah, it's making plenty of sand. Let's get rid of this recipe. What is it? Control, right click to out right click. I want to delete. Control right click to delete. Okay, that's gone. That's fine. So I'm going to turn these into landfill. Okay, so this requires point. I think maybe I'm massively over making the sand we need. Okay, so let's not turn this on. Let's go back here. So what if I asked how many quarries we need? Yeah, let's make an electric quarry. Only 2. Okay, so this might well not require a separate quarry module. Okay, so I think I was a bit eager there. Let's Let's delete this with house bots. Go back to our design. All right. So these are the... Yeah. Let's start patching out what the design might look like. So 5 of these. We're inching towards sort of standard designs for these now, aren't we? All right. And these have 2 inputs which are very clearly coming from the network. So we will bring those in off the network. So that is these data things and electronic parts. Good. Then, yeah, that's all fine. And I'll just plumb them in so that I don't forget. Okay. So that's the first 2 inputs. So then I need 2 more inputs. One is crushed gold. This is looking very much like a build we recently did, isn't it? Okay, and this can be gold ingots. Okay, and then maybe we bring these in here. Okay, so that's the gold powder. And then we'll have an output here. Let's grab that. Okay. That's all good. So that's this half of the build done. And powered. And not cross-powered. Okay, so I'm happy with that half of the build. So that is these and these. Okay, so then we have 4 other processes that need to happen, which require 4 other machines. No, 5 machines. Okay. So we have a wafer factory. And I think I want that down here. All right. Then we have a wafer factory doing a second process. And then that is fed by an advanced crusher. And that requires 2 quarries. So how is that looking? All right. So what else does this require? Semiconductor wafers and nitric acid. Then this requires energy crystals and crushed gold. Okay, so this also requires crushed gold. So the other option would be to make the crushed gold up here somewhere and then have a split belt being made. So if we load the crushed... Yeah, I quite like that. All right, so turn my bots back on. This whole thing doesn't have to be down this low. It could be up there. Okay, and then the crushed gold. Just needs to be within beacon range. So let's take that. Okay. Then we can output the crushed gold to a belt. This can output the wafers to a belt, and it can input the crushed gold it needs from that same belt. Okay, then we can have do I want to import the acid water from the network? I think I want to make the acid water, so we'll have a think about that again in a minute. Okay, so that goes across. This just needs nitric acid, which we will put down so we remember it. There. That's straightforward. Okay, what's next? This is all done. This... yeah, this requires semiconductor wafers. So let's have a request here for them. Good. So that's done. This needs energy crystals, which we're not currently supplying. And we've run out of real estate, really. Okay. So, all of this can go down one. And that would give me a square here. Yeah. There may be a neater way to do this, but right now that's not my top thing. Alright. So then this has everything it needs. And then this is now a split belt of gold dust and the wafers. Good. So that comes through here. And then I have one last machine, which, I need a crusher. Obviously not with that recipe. This is going to be a crusher for sand from sand from faulty wafers. Okay. Then I can use undergrounds here to improve things. This then is landfill from sand. And this goes into a big box. So that's dealt with the side product. Okay, what else do we need to deal with? We've got acidic water. All right. So we did acidic water in our last build for these things, didn't we? Okay. So let's go back to design and say that we are... Oh, acidic water is something we have as a byproduct. Sorry. We're just going to export the acidic water to the network. Here we are. I should have noticed because it's got a nice arrow telling me that it's an export. Okay, that is it. All right, so let's truck up. And see if it works. If it does, then this is our new blue chip build, and hopefully we'll produce blue chips vastly more efficiently. So if this was working at full speed, it would be 185 chips a minute. And our legacy builds here, if they were working at full speed, would be 30. So the one beacon build, I think, would be producing more blue chips than we make in the whole factory. Which is pretty impressive, yeah? Okay. I just set a bunch of make work text to run in the background, so they're chewing through. They're things like mining productivity and bot speed and so on, just to keep the factory running. Otherwise, you build up buffers of things, and then when your factory actually runs, you just eat through the buffers, and you think you've got plenty of something, and it turns out you really never had any of it at all. That's bitten me a few times. All right, these compilatron things, I don't think we're using these anymore. That can go. And we can stamp down the proper build. That's good. Let's have a look here. So, do we have all the sciences we need? Yes, we do. That means we must be making these sciences we're consuming at 1K. No, obviously not. So, Quantum Age Tech Pack. This does not have moonfish. Okay. And if we go to the moon, moonfish, that is correct. We do not have moonfish because we do not have rocket fuel. We do not have rocket fuel, I think, because this is not fully beaconed yet. Okay, so that's just unfortunate. Let's head down here to the other rocket build. Do we have plenty of fuel in the build? Yes, we do. Okay, so this is making... That is amazing. I'm going to drastically increase the buffer on this. Yep. And call this build good. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to figure out why the moonfish aren't being produced, and I think the reason is they're not getting rocket fuel. And I think the reason they're not getting rocket fuel is twofold. Firstly, our super duper rocket build that's local, rocket fuel build, is just running slow because it doesn't have all the modules it is supposed to have. And secondly, this has only the one truck. So let's give it a second truck and see if that helps. So I quite want to have a look at this. So if we look at the 1 hour here, and what we're going to search for is packs. Okay. Okay, so we've had bursts of production at 1K of the electricity age tech pack. All the others are really low production rates. Yeah, and then our consumption is really low as well. So, yeah, all right, technology packs. So we are nowhere near 1K, just nowhere near. And I'm not surprised because our factory is not running very smoothly. But I guess that's what we are working on by making all these extra builds. let's have a look here. So this here doesn't have speed mod 4s. Maybe it was just a temporary bottleneck. Speed 3s are lacking module cores. Module cores is because of energy crystals. So it's the same bottlenecks. All I can really do at this point is babysit things to get the to get these builds up and running, so that they are at least not slowing us down. But that's all I can do. So I think I'm going to have some away from recording time in between episodes where I just babysit some of these builds. I'm putting down more and more builds which need more and more modules, and that's making things harder and harder to get everything else built. So as you can see, we're 544 speed modules. I know we've built a load of modules, but I'm just putting down new builds so quickly. So I'm going to take some time to run the factory offline. I'm going to keep make work sciences running, like mining productivity. I'm going to take black hole exploration off the list. Things like laser power, maybe some physical projectile damage, swarm safety. I'll just keep ticking through these to make the factory run. Insane reach, that's a useful one for me personally. Yeah. So I'll come back to you in what will subjectively for me be a few days, and for you will be the next episode, and hopefully we'll have these production rate glitches due to lack of modules fixed. So that's all I can really say now. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again from your point of view soon. Bye bye.